Hello, and thanks for taking time to review this holiday event team orientation. I also want to thank you for participating in these holiday events. I want to give you the theme for our New Year's Eve party. The theme is God's VIP. All serving team members have two primary customers. It's God and it's the guests that come through the doors of Zion. So we want to invite you to join us in making every guest feel important. VIP service was so important to Jesus that he used a short story to highlight his heart to those who follow him. In Luke chapter 12, verse 46, it says, "The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and put him with the unfaithful." Jesus uses this challenge about being dressed ready to serve and making sure that those God has called us to serve are being served right. He uses this parable, which sounds extreme, to simply reflect his love and value for people. People are very important. I have a video I want you to check out that I think really captures the heart of service, VIP service. This is Thomas Moorhead. He is the owner and operator of a luxury car line. Take a look at this.
When I look at this business, we can't be the cheapest, we can't be the most expensive, but what we can be, we can have the best service component in the marketplace. That for me is what keeps customers coming back. If we can't take care of the boss when they walk in, then we might as well lock our doors. So I tell my people all the time, your job is to take care of the boss, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, when they walk through this door. And that's really the only reason that we're here. And exercise those muscles that are here. Always have a smile on your face.
Well, we get a great picture of what it's like to provide VIP service. Everybody that comes through the doors, we treat them like the boss. We treat them like we do the Lord. And in doing so, we leave them with an experience that makes them feel valued. So let me talk briefly about how to make the VIP vision a reality. Our goals need to be accountable, and while they are not as specific as I'd like, they are generally what we want to shoot for on New Year's Eve. The first goal is that we want to have minimal lines. We want people to have an experience where they're not being controlled by lines, but being served by people who value and care for them. So we want the line wait to be very minimal. All right. The second goal is viral service. We want what we do to not only become something that people are talking about on social media outlets, but we also want high-level service to become contagious. Hassle-free seating. We don't want people being inhibited by counting seats, by seeing how many seats are reserved, by confusion. We want people to be able to be seated as swiftly and as effectively as possible. The last goal is that we want every guest to be greeted. Just a simple hello can make the difference in how someone feels about their service experience. So now let's talk about general expectations. What do we expect? Well, number one, we expect that everyone will watch this orientation video and be prepared to answer key questions regarding service. This is a prerequisite for service. This expectation is preparation. We expect everybody to prepare. All right? The next expectation is arrival. What time do we expect you to arrive? Well, for the first service, the 7 p.m. service, please arrive no later than 5 p.m. This will allow you to have time to check in, go over a brief service walkthrough, get some refreshments, get prayed up and prayed in, and then get into position to serve. For the 10:30 p.m. service, please arrive by 8 p.m., no later than 8 p.m. Now I want to talk about check-in expectations, because we want to be able to track who's serving, how many people that we used in service. This will not only help us going forward, but it will also give us milestones to celebrate and be able to evaluate growth in our holiday season serving teams. So check-in will be electronic. Part of the check-in process will also be a requirement that every serving team person will have a badge. The badge will have your name and your role. This allows us to know how and who to commend for exceptional service, but it also allows us to get to know names and faces. The next aspect of this check-in expectation is that there will be someone to provide a quick role review. There'll also be a computer with this brief training orientation available for you to check out. Also, we know you may be coming from work. Some of you may have skipped lunch and come in hungry, so we want to have some light refreshments for you to take in before you start serving. All right, the next expectation is about attire. What do you wear? Please wear all black. If you don't have all black, then a black shirt as a minimum would be what we expect for your attire. We also want you to put on a big smile. It is easy to get wrapped up into the process, into the role, and forget the individuals that are walking past you that just want to see you smile. All right? A warm greeting, something as simple as Happy Holidays or Happy New Year and welcome to Zion. Now I want to talk about roles. This is so important that everybody operates in their lane. Without roles, it breeds grounds for confusion. And so I have a video I want you to check out. I think it highlights the importance of roles.
Sure, but you know they give baseball players nowadays very peculiar names.
I know, a lot of funny names.
You know, like Sticky Fields,
Sticky Fields,
Goofy Dan,
Boopy Barber.
Booby Bobber.
I know all those.
But let's see now. We have on our team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out, the guy's name.
And then,
That's what I want to find out, the guy's name.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
Now, Abby, you going to be the manager of the baseball team?
Yes.
You know the guy's names?
Well, I should.
Well, now you tell me the guy's names on the baseball
I
team.
say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You ain't saying nothing to me yet. Go ahead and tell me.
I'm telling him.
You ain't said nothing yet. Go ahead and tell me.
Who's on first, what's on second, I don't know is on third.
You know the guy's names on the baseball team?
Yes.
Well, go ahead. Who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the guy's name.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
Now, wait a minute,
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's his name.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
That's it. That's his name.
Well, you ain't said nothing. I ain't asking.
As you can see, this video is a mild exaggeration. But oftentimes when you're not clear about what your responsibilities are, you have too many chiefs, not enough Indians, a lot of cross-talking. What the guest experience is confusion. So clear roles ensure that we operate with less confusion, and most importantly, it enables us to increase our attention to our guests. All right, so let me talk about one of the key roles, one of the first roles, is check-in, the check-in team. The purpose of this team is to provide check-in services for all team members and ensure all event team members are prepared for service. The check-in team's service leader or point of contact is Cincy Curtis. The location will be room 101. Someone will meet you at the Extreme Children's Church entrance and then escort you to the check-in room 101, This way, you will have all people who serve on New Year's Eve will have a separate entrance. That way, they don't have to worry about being confused with individuals who are just coming to be a part of the service. So we'll walk you through. There'll be check-in stations where you will do your electronic check-in. You will also receive your serving team badge or event badge, as well as a light refreshment. Which brings us to our next role, refreshment team. This is the freshman team member who will meet you, by the way, at the Extreme Children's Church door. The purpose of the refreshment team is to provide refreshments to team members and attend to the needs of serving team members. The point of contact is Sheila Vonner. There will be snacks in room 101. There will be a meal in room 204. They basically function as a service team concierge. They will provide light refreshments, and there will also be a meal served for service team members between 8 and 10 p.m. The next role, line server team. The purpose of this team is to engage attendees with games, conversation, and refreshments, and to provide an unforgettable experience. The point of contact for line servers is Kim Brody. She will be assisted by Pastor Joe Lee and the Remnant team. The goal, again, is to create a memorable experience for all guests from the moment they exit their vehicles. There is an intentional shift from focusing on people waiting in lines to making sure that every guest is being served well as they prepare to be seated. We want the entrance to be part of the overall experience in the same way that the red carpet provides a unique experience at the BET Awards or the Oscars. As an example, I want you to see what crowd control or the lack thereof versus line serving. I want you to see what it looks like. All right. As you can see from the video, that it provides a snapshot of what it's like when the focus is on trying to police the crowd, as you saw the officer step in and try to break up a fight, versus having people there who creates an environment where people are being served and the atmosphere is festive. While that video is a bit extreme, it does highlight the distinction we want to make during our New Year's celebration. All right, the next role, as you can see, is quality control. And the purpose of this team is to observe and ensure that the event works according to plan. It's also to adapt and direct when things don't go according to plan. And finally, to ensure that the goals are in view and success is achieved. The point of contact for quality control is Mika Woods. The goal of this team is to oversee the event plan. This team will also cue service team members with service reminders. So someone may be at their station and may not be operating according to their specific role. This team would have cue cards that they would simply raise up with some kind of symbol on it just to remind and encourage exceptional service, but also to manage the guest experience. Too often, we allow a situation to go bad that can be redeemed and maximized for what it's worth. This team can see a problem that's happening, they can respond. We call that guest recovery, and knowing how to make the most of sometimes a broken situation. All right. So I want to now focus on the next team, which is the Sanctuary Enrichment Team. This is the purpose of this particular group is to provide and add to the overall experience in our extended sanctuaries. The point of contact for the Sanctuary Enrichment Team is Cynthia Leland. This team works by welcoming guests in our extended sanctuaries, handing out light refreshments, evaluating things like room temperature, sound, and the general condition. Also, they will pass outdoor gifts and collect New Year's Eve prayer cards. We want to provide an opportunity for people to leave prayer requests with us so that we can pray for them as we prepare for the new year. All right, the next role is the Event Management Team. This team's primary focus really happens before the event. They do a lot of the planning, but on the day of, they set up and operate event logistics and also assist with general oversight. The Event Management Team point of contact is Sheila Vonner. She will oversee, coordinate the tent setup, event decor, supplies that may be needed, as well as this team will assist with quality control on the second floor. They will also distribute and collect radios. The next team is the Frontline Team. The purpose of this team is to provide seating, greeting, and direction for Zion attendees. The point of contact for the Frontline Team is Michonne Hicks. They focus on a contagious greeting and farewell. Smile through challenges. Sometimes when things are not going as planned, sometimes it's shown on the facial expressions of us who serve. So we want to make sure that we're cognizant of our body language, and no matter what's happening, that we're focused on the people coming to our service experience. Also, again, hassle-free seating and simple exit. Okay, I want to give you just a brief video to highlight the importance of our first impression when people come onto our campus. We want you to just hear a snapshot of how important those initial moments are.
That most people encounter in church life, and most people would think, well, it's the pastor at the front door, or no, it's not. It's really the parking lot or the land or something. Tell us a little bit about what happens when somebody drives up on the church grounds. Is there something that needs to be there to say to them, hey, you're welcome?
Yes, it does. So let me just first share this. Studies indicate that the first 4 to 8 minutes are crucial to the worship experience, and that people often make up their mind whether they'll ever return to a church based on those first 4 to 8 minutes.
Wow.
So what happens during those first 4 to 8 minutes is the question, and that's a good question. Yes, the signs outside do matter. Whether or not people know which door to go into the sanctuary matters, but also you have to remember the people factor. That really does matter. If someone greets you in the parking lot or
Yes.
greets you in the entrance of the church, that matters too.
My wheels are spinning right now because I can just imagine, I mean, you know, I've been pastoring for a good while, and I can just imagine the scenarios of people coming in with kids screaming at the front door. Here comes little Johnny running through the narthex. You got a husband and a wife over here. Unfortunately, they've chosen to have a discussion out in front of everybody else about why they're late for church. And all of those working together push people away from us. Is that what you're saying?
It can impact the experience, because what happens when people come to church, we don't know why God sent them. And we have to understand that God is at work when people show up on our doorsteps. And so what matters to us is that we have to show our Christian love in ways that we welcome others into our family. And a lot of times I liken it to going to a family reunion and not knowing someone. It's important that you see someone that smiles, someone that shows their Christian loves.
All right, there were a couple of highlights that were pointed out. The first 4 to 8 minutes is a critical moment where people make a decision or determination about the service. And what's amazing is it's not the preaching, it's not the music. The first people they see are those who are serving on the front line, in the parking lot. And so it's crucial that we have, as she says, the people factor, that we are tuned in to the people who are coming into our doors, and that we're prepared in some cases to pray with them, in other cases to simply give them a hand carrying something, but we want them to feel like they're a part of our family. All right, the next role is traffic and security team, and this team focuses on providing guests with a warm reception to provide safe entry and exit for our guests and to ensure efficient flow of traffic. The point of contact for the traffic and security team is Kenneth Nicholson. Again, safe entry and exit, clear traffic direction, and warm reception. It also is important to note that Deacon Kenneth Battle, Deacon Kenny Battle, and Deacon Lloyd Bramble also can assist in terms of building security in our police officers. All right. Let me give you another important team. It's our event promotion team. This is a new team. The goal of this team is to capture VIP service in action and to make service viral, to market VIP service for God's glory. The point of contact for this team is Deacon Lloyd Bramble, as well as Danielle Strafford. She will assist him. The goal is to capture memorable serving moments, create catchy captions, and then post them to social media, because oftentimes we will see pictures of the service, pictures of preachers who are on stage, but we want to actually capture people who are serving well and allow that to become viral. Well, this concludes our service team orientation for the holiday events. I want to thank you again for taking time to view this. If you have any questions, please feel free to email myself or Cynthia Leland at cleland@zionchurchonline.com. You can also email Sheila Vonner at svonner@zionchurchonline.com. Well, thank you again for serving, and I look forward to an incredible VIP experience on New Year's Eve.